I'd like to address something today that's rather troublesome. So, you and I, we're set to a certain standards where we need to obey the law, or police officers will come and arrest us or write a citation. Something has come to my attention. A little organization called Zootown Blue. This is run by a police officer who's an ex-Marine and a couple other officers of the city police department. This is actually against police policy, as they're, for one, are running a cash business without it being registered with the city. And then two, they're defaming an American flag to put a blue stripe down it. But that's not the trouble. The trouble is, if you were to buy a shirt or a jacket from these police officers that says, "I support Zootown Blue," I believe it unfairly begins to set a standard of people who wear these jackets will not be held to account in our justice system. Take, for instance, our neighbor, Becky Asby. She started problems with me as I moved into a lot next door to her house. Someone called the police after I was here for 10 minutes one day. Police came, hands on gun, told me I didn't have a right to be here. The owner's on his way, and boy, I better not go anywhere or move. Well, Miss Asby walked by, and I said, "Oh, I recognize you." And she said, "That's not ever a good thing, Mr. Ulrich." And then proceeded to walk over to the manager of PCI Electric and begin to tell him things about me as they looked at me and had a quiet conversation. Well, I don't really have a problem with that until I go to her Facebook page and it says she works for Missoula Police, which I've always known her to be a municipal court clerk. Ha! I did find out from Human Resources that she does work as a police support specialist. So we have a police officer who works as a clerk of courts. I couldn't get any more clarification of this, and suddenly her referencing herself as a police department employee went away. But back to Zootown Blue. She tromps around here in a Zootown Blue jacket and a Zootown Blue sweatshirt. I'm first put off by the abhorration of an American flag. I don't know what gives anybody the right to defame a flag, to make it into something that's a terroristic symbol as far as I'm concerned. But, if you're a police officer and you can sell those and not have a license or a registered business, or don't have to register as a fundraiser for a nonprofit, you could pocket a lot of cash, and you can make a lot of friends who won't get tickets because they supported you. The whole thing with Zootown Blue needs to be stopped. It's illegal. You're not supposed to do other things other than be a police officer that use your position and extort your position to get money from people in the citizenry. That's exactly what's happening with Zootown Blue. You buy a shirt, "Oh, he's a supporter of the police. He's paid us money. He's given one of our officers some bucks. So we won't write him a ticket. We'll let him slide." Tell me that don't happen. I already know what happens when you pull over former police officers. None of them get ticketed. This dance that's been going on now for 15 years, the city bending the rules, breaking the law, they've been doing this unchecked. No justice. It's time to call out all of this behavior, from city employees who think that they're police officers and actually work in the court, right on through to corrupt prosecutors who think they can extort people by telling them falsehoods and half-truths and cherry-picking ordinances to make it appear that people are breaking the law. These are all things that need to be held to account. Your fundraising officer, without a license, without a business license, and you're doing a cash business as a police officer that allows you to play favorites to people who buy your product. You should be stopped from being a police officer, or you should be stopped from selling Zootown Blue products, particularly because it's offensive the way you've defamed the flag. No way, man. If I see a flag with a blue stripe on it, I'm destroying it. I'm ripping it, I'm burning it, I don't give a shit. I'm an American, and I know what terrorism is, and I know when people wear a symbol of terrorism around that has an American flag, black and white, with a blue stripe in the middle. You're citizens. You're not any better. You're not standing between us and the criminals. You're creating job security. If you really wanted to end criminal behavior, have your mayor produce his income tax return. Have him show how many LLCs he's gotten 2, 3, 5% of. Other than just telling the tax man, show your income tax return, Engen. And now, on to our city attorney. 44 years you've been in that seat. And guess what? The last thing you did was break the law. You, sir, need to go. You need to go right to jail, to a cell. 61,000 transactions illegal, $25 surcharge, and you're still walking around as city attorney? You were told in 2013 to not charge the charge. You just let it ride, kept collecting that money. And now you're in a sling and you go, well, there was no negligence. My ass, there was intent. Intent to defraud the city. And see here again, you're supposed to be a city attorney and nothing else. Yet you're running the self-insured city insurance, whatever you want to call it, because you sure don't pay out any claims. My girlfriend was injured in a park of yours and you said, no claim. You guys make that decision. Oh, that's kind of unfair, isn't it? But, you know, when you hire outside counsel like the city of Missoula does, you have all the time in the world for your city attorneys that are on staff to go and do things like break the law, use extortion to affect people they don't like, and ignore the fact that people run businesses without a business license, such as Justin Denton Photography or ZootownBlue.com. These are police officers and they have businesses that aren't licensed or registered with the state. Oh, that's right. Then they don't have to report how much income they make, how much money they pull in. Sounds a little crooked to me. But hey, if the mayor's doing it, city council's doing it, hey, if everyone on staff's doing it, why not? So my question to you is, why don't we have a mandatory reporting law for corruption? Oh, that's right, because corruption already has a place, and it's never going to be run out. Not as long as you have a city attorney who sits his ass in an illegal seat for 44 years and who's not even elected. Let's elect someone. Let's pick someone who's not from around here so they can fix the screw-ups that you put in place for 44 years there, Mr. Nugent. Yeah, I'm wise to your guys' skinny. I know what's going on. All these apartment buildings are built under development LLCs. How many of these LLCs belong to city officers or city people are involved and they don't have to tell nobody? You're corrupt. You're stealing from the people of this city, and you use the Missoula Redevelopment Agency and all that increment tax funding to screw the little guy. And you don't even care about the little guy. You'll run him out of business illegally because nobody in your government is accountable. And I have proof because of the way you treat Zootown Blue and the way you let Jason Denton keep on going. So just be aware. There's people in this city that know what the hell's up. And we're not stupid. We're not going to be tricked. And we're not going away. My voice is only going to get louder. I have nothing left to lose. You took my rental property, you took my vehicles, and you did it saying, it's a civil matter. Isn't that convenient? Be ready for some retaliation, because it's coming. It's coming big.